Hello, everybody. How are ya? Welcome back to the Career Coaching Series. I'm Alyx, your career coach here at Uvaro, and today we are talking about cover letters no more. Oh, I am super excited to talk about this topic. If you recall, a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, actually now, we talked about creative resumes. And so this is going to be the sister conversation to the creative resume. And now we are going to be focusing on creative cover letters or video cover letters. And so this is, again, something that I'm really, really pumped about because it is still up and coming. Not many, I'm going to say, if not really anybody, is doing this. And so it is an option that you want to do your best to adopt if you want to really explode your job search and all of that fun stuff. So, what is Uvaro? And who am I again? I'm Alyx, the head of careers programming and instruction here at Uvaro. Uvaro is awesome in terms of offering online tech sales training, right? We offer coaching and one-on-one mentorship and classes that you can dive into and really start to secure a tech journey in your career. We have a paid residency program. We've got deferred tuition. Again, career services, my favorite. But we also have lifetime support for our members. And so should you choose to join us, it's going to be a very, very exciting time where you can learn, whether that's tech sales or you want to learn some tidbits on how to catapult your job search and your journey and really, really be a part of something very exciting. So today, again, we're going to be talking about cover letters. Cover letters no more. The written cover letter is something that we want to try and steer away from. And so we're going to be exploring how video cover letters are actually changing the shape of outreach, changing the shape of your job search and how you communicate with people. How can you use your cover letters to your advantage? Why does that even make sense? Why is this happening? What do you include in it, right? There's a difference between something that's written and something that you say. And so what's going to be more effective? And what platform can you use? What is something that we know and use at Uvaro and that we endorse? And we're going to certainly talk about that in a few minutes. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can just hang out with everybody here. Here we go. All right. Well, I hope for those of you who live in Southern Ontario, we obviously got a huge dump of snow and it looks like it's a little bit mild and we've got a warning out for icy roadways later on tonight. So those of you who are commuting or driving, be super, super careful. I'm keeping my eyes outside for the rain that's going to begin. But I digress. Cover letters, videos. Why is this a thing, right? If you guys recall, typically what happens when, let's say you're doing an online application, right? That is something that, typically when you go and you start your job search, you go right to online platforms, whether that's Indeed, whether that's in LinkedIn, or maybe it's directly to the website and you hit apply. If you recall, a couple sessions ago, we did talk about, a really, really good way to go about applying for jobs is actually not online, or you have an online application as a backup plan to your job search. And we're going to be talking more about that in our job search strategy session, specifically coming up hopefully in the next few weeks. But if you recall, you go online and you upload your resume. Again, it's a little upload box, and there's likely a section for your cover letter. And so the cover letter could be a box where you type written fields and you just type your cover letter there. Maybe it's a box under the resume field and it's an upload as well. Okay. And so sometimes you could submit it without a cover letter. Sometimes you have to submit the cover letter with it. And it can be a bit stressful. Raise your hand if you're like, this is a little stressful. I hate this section. Yes, me too. All the time. And then your thought process goes to, do I need to include this? Oh, it's such a pain in the butt to actually write. I don't know what to write in my cover letter. How do I make this something that people's actually going to read? I always hear that people don't even care about cover letters. All of these are valid, right? All of those thoughts are super valid. And I will tell you, 10 years ago, I started my career as a tech recruiter. And so I started in an agency where I was making commission and I was headhunting like crazy and trying to get as many candidates as I possibly could and going through resumes and cover letters. I then moved to being a contractor or a consultant. I then moved to be an in-house talent manager at startups. I then moved again to become a talent manager at a big bank to see what that was like. And everywhere it was the same. Every talent manager, tech recruiter, hiring manager would take a look at an online application last, right? We're headhunters, and so we find talent or we speak to talent that reached out directly to us or to the hiring manager. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Some nodding, right? They wanted to talk to people that were actively reaching out, and then we would look at the online applications. But then when we did have to look at the online applications and the resumes and the cover letters, on average, it was a 3-second glance, right? You skim it, 1, 2, 3. You look for skills. You look for a really, really good about me section and any relevant experience. So you want to get that experience right front and center. In a cover letter, if it was skimmed for the top and to the bottom, to the sign off. Usually the guts of that letter, because it's just a big wall of text, wasn't necessarily read all the time. And we know that they're typically all going to look the same. To whom it may concern, thank you so much for your consideration for this role. I am Alyx Parks. I am a career coach and I am seeking an opportunity at your company because I think I would be a great fit. Here are the reasons. I went to the University of Guelph and I studied history. This is why that's effective. Does that start to sound familiar? You start walking through your timeline of jobs or your skills. Like, I have this skill and this skill, but essentially the cover letter that's written is the same as your resume. It's just said in a different way. And I want to ask you, I'm going to ask everybody, when was the last time you went and there was a cover letter in front of you that was someone else's and you read it word for word? Or somebody gave you a big wall of text and you read it word for word? You usually don't want to. You might have because you're a good person, but usually you're just like, oh, I have to read this whole big wall of text. And that's okay, right? That's a thing. And so what this actually amounts to is the user experience of a cover letter. And right now it's not good, right? The vast majority of people will write that big wall of text and they'll send it and then they'll just recycle it over and over and over again. They'll maybe change a few words on top, change the company name, but over and over and over again, myself and hiring managers and recruiters and people would stop and say, God, I wish that looking at applications was a little bit more interesting or more fun. And then all of a sudden, the surge of creative resumes started. I don't know if anybody remembered, but about 3 years ago, this individual, I believe he was a developer, went absolutely viral for creating a user experience video game style resume. And it went through a timeline and you had to play the game on your keyboard and press the arrows to move the character to show the timeline of their experience. And it went absolutely viral because it was like, oh my God, what an incredible delight. He had so many job offers. He had people calling him from all over the place. But the one thing that this person did, it wasn't the fact that they were a super talented developer and they knew how to do this. The one thing that this person did was identify the need to create a different experience for the audience to create interest. Create a different experience for the audience to create interest. Okay, that is the essence of user experience and something that we need to adopt and what we're going to be talking about right now. And so video is a huge deal right now. If anybody's noticed, we are chilling in a bit of a pandemic and companies are now going remote. Not all of them, but the vast majority of individual companies are having some type of remote experience for their employees. And so real quick, this has changed the way we work, and it's changed the way we communicate. And we are consistently on video. And so all of a sudden, we needed to really adopt a presence. We needed to have a different type of background. We needed to be able to sit up, speak with our hands, and try and envelope an audience through a video, through a camera. Is anybody kind of uncomfortable behind a camera? Yeah. I was. I was until I had to do it all the time, always. Okay. And so what's happened is that at Uvaro and other individuals who are adopting this and video companies have been urgently trying to create an experience for those who are remote and who need to use video. And so looping back to the cover letters and job search. Looping back to the cover letter and job search. What this looks like now is hundreds of people applying for one job. There's a lot of competition out there. Let's keep it in tech, but hundreds of people are applying for roles now. Maybe they're needing to do something a little bit different. Maybe due to what's going on, they wanted to change positions, or maybe they lost position. But what's happening is because there's so much competition and there are so many online applications and so many regular cover letters, they are being dismissed. They are not being looked at, and they're not as effective as they once were 20 years ago. And so now changing that cover letter into a video has been one of the most effective ways to create a meeting and talk to somebody in person or through a video about a potential opportunity at a job. And so instead of writing the cover letter into the job box on the online application, they are actually going ahead, recording a video and pasting the link into that section. And so what does that do? The person, the hiring manager at the other end, is saying, oh, that's a link. Maybe you would put, hey, I actually created a video instead of just writing a cover letter. Please take a look. Okay. That's called a call to action. Instead of just clicking this or reading this box, please click this link. I made something for you. That's a call to action. So they do that and they take a look, and all of a sudden in that application, they open up you. It's not just written words. You're not hiding behind words. They open up this video and here you are. You say, hi, I'm Alyx. Thank you so much for taking a peek at this video. I am unbelievably excited to talk to you a little bit further about, why I want to work for you and how I think we can create a great relationship together in order to move this product. 3 reasons, and I'm going to do it under 2 minutes. If you can do something like that, and if you can practice something like that, I guarantee your prospects are going to shoot up. Okay. And so why is this changing the shape of outreach? Why is, instead of just writing something down, making a 2-minute video, sending it to somebody specific, maybe through LinkedIn, maybe through a job application, why is that changing the shape of outreach? Very, very simple. Instead of something that's just written on a piece of paper where people are doing that every day, they are seeing a dynamic version of a potential candidate. And so the best thing in the world is what you're doing is you are actually giving them an indication of who you would be right from the get-go, who you would be working at that company right from the get-go. You can show that you're excited, that you've got emotion, that you operate well behind a camera, that you can communicate effectively, and that you have an idea about working at that company and that you can't wait to talk to somebody about. That is effective. Okay? It's so much better to open up a video than it is to just read something. Okay? Now, how really can you use this to your advantage? Right? So creating a cover letter and instead And instead, actually, you know what? I'm going to give you an example. I recently bought a house, and I'm going to liken this to your job search, but I want to give you a real life example of how effective this is. And so I don't know, raise your hand or message me privately if you bought something like a house, or you wanted to rent a place, but there was a lot of competition. Recently, back in August, I bought my first home. And as we all know, the real estate market is absolutely on fire right now. Things are crazy. There's tons of competition, prices are high. And I knew that as a first-time home buyer who had to have a condition, right? I needed a condition of financing. Makes sense for a first-time home buyer. I knew that my chances were maybe a little bit less if there's 3 or more offers on the table for a specific house. And so what I did, and what all realtors and real estate agents would do, is they would say, maybe you should write a letter. I think we all know that this is a thing. Write a letter to the homeowner and say, hi, I'm Alyx. I really love your home. This is what I love about your home. This is what I'm planning for it. I can't wait for, my little family to come and spend some time there. I hope you consider me see ya, right? That in a letter is very, very common now. But we don't want to just be common. We want to stand out. And so what I did is I made a video. I made a 3-minute video and I waved. I said, hi, I'm Alyx. To the owners of the Willow Street house, I want to take the time to actually introduce myself and say hello. And I want to give you an idea of why I am so unbelievably excited to put an offer on your home. I'm going to do this in 3 minutes or less, and I really hope to hear back from you. Boom, boom, boom. And then I said goodbye, and I waited. And I had it turns out I had the lesser offer. It was quite close, but I had the lesser offer. And the other people who put offers on the house, there were 4, had no conditions. But I did. Within, I think it was like an hour. Within an hour of sending the video, the realtor got back to my realtor and said, why is there a condition? We're really interested. The homeowner absolutely loved that video. And they really want to sell a house to someone just like that. Interesting. I was very scared. I was like sweating bullets for a little while, but then they ended up accepting me. And I thought, duh, I got to teach everybody this because it's not necessarily just about your job search. This changes the way you communicate in general and to the general population and to everybody, right? You are putting such a personal message to a potential job or to a potential home buy that no one else is doing. And so it's very fascinating to try something like this out because you are really working on putting yourself out there. You're personalizing it, you're creating empathy, and you are letting people know that you have urgency behind what it is you're doing because you care. Okay, so if we pretend that this was a job, it was a hiring manager who was looking for a SDR, a sales development representative, and they are sitting and they are nervous because they really need to hire someone. They really need a great sales professional to sell their product and to grow their team. And they just keep getting online application with regular cover letter after cover letter after cover letter. But then all of a sudden you come in and you send your online application and then you send it a direct email or you put the cover letter in the application and instead it's a video and they open it up. Hi, I'm Alyx. Thank you so much for taking the time to take a look at this video. It is so important to me that I actually go ahead and show you, a little bit of who I am instead of just reading it and why I am very, very excited to work for you specifically and this team and why your company is catching my eye pretty consistently. Tell me that that's not more effective than just writing to whom it may concern. Okay, so that is how it completely changes the form and the shape of your outreach and how you can use that to your advantage. You create empathy, you create urgency, and you personalize it. You personalize it so much, and people think that it's coming from you to them, because it is. And you are not just somebody who is flinging applications out because you need a job. You are somebody who is being very specific about where you want to work, and you are showing that you can do it right from the get-go. Now, we keep talking about videos, but what platform should we use, right? So I want to tell you about what's something that's called Vidyard, right? If you haven't heard of Vidyard, I want you to go and Google it, Vidyard, Vidyard. And this is a platform that is absolutely fantastic, because when you record yourself, it actually comes out into a link and it's got a thumbnail with it. And so all you need to do is record it on your computer. If you've got hopefully a webcam on your computer, or a webcam that sits on top of your computer, but you hit record. The experience of walking you through what to do is beautiful. And let's say you take 2 minutes, you say hello, you stop the recording, it comes out into a link and with a thumbnail, like I said. And why is this interesting? Why do you care about thumbnails, Alyx? If you're sending an email, or if you're doing an online application, or you are, wanting somebody to take a look at your video, you can have what's called a dynamic thumbnail. And so what this means is, if one of you folks out there sends me a LinkedIn message, or you send me an email directly, and you practice making a video, and you say, hey, Alyx, I just wanted to tell you this was a great session. I wanted to try out video. Thank you so much for doing this. Can't wait. I'd love some feedback on this video. If you do something like that, wink, wink, which you should, and you send it to me, you can create that dynamic thumbnail. So when I get it in my inbox, I see you going like this. And it's a loop, right? So all I see is you going like this, hi. And the subject of that video is hi, Alyx. And so I don't think that it's a spam link. I look at that and I see you waving, and it says the subject, hi, Alyx. It is absolutely beautiful, and something that I just love. I love to use it. Whenever I'm coaching, I always send people videos of myself giving feedback, and I go, for Darren, and I go like this, hi, Darren. And so they can see that I am really specifically sending a video to them, right? And so if you do that in an application, or searching for your job, or sending somebody an email, maybe it's a cold email, and they see you going like this with their name, that is something that is definitely going to be clicked a heck of a lot more often than just a regular cold email, or an outreach, or an online application, right? So Vidyard is something that does that, and it compiles all that for you, and it's super easy to use. Very, very effective, and something that I love. I can't stress this enough. If you go on LinkedIn, you will see people who are talking about candidates, right? We had some fellow, I forget what his name was, but he's a hiring manager for a very big company. And he wrote a LinkedIn post, again, that went viral, that said, I have a job posting, and all I've been receiving are quiet online applications. I've had nobody send me a cold email. I had nobody talk to me about my ICP. And I also had nobody send me a direct email with a video explaining why they would be a good fit. The bar is so low. Please remember that. The bar is so low, right? And the one thing that we can really control is making a video. We really can. And we can practice that practice. And so we've all got smartphones, usually. I don't want to say we all, but we usually have a device that can take a video of ourselves, okay? And if you spend 30 minutes a day doing 3 to 4 videos at 2 minutes each, that's a lot of practice. So if you do that for a week, and you start to say, hi, everybody, thank you so much for taking a look at this video. I am really excited. My name is Alyx. I can't wait to show you why I'd be a great fit for this role. If you practice that over and over and over again for just a week, you would be shocked at how good you become at making these videos. Okay. Usually, if you are going to send a video to somebody, you want to make sure that your camera is set at eye level. You've got a decent background. I'm not going to say my background's amazing, but you have a decent background. Maybe it's a white wall. There's something that's not distracting. Make sure that your phone isn't up like this. Make sure it is in landscape. Okay. That creates a bigger video and it's an easier watch on a computer or on a phone. If you do that, you're going to create a great experience. And just like the example of the creative resume, right? Your goal is to create a different experience for somebody who will be your audience. I have a challenge again. Everybody, please try this. Please try it. If you are watching, I am giving you permission to send a video to me over LinkedIn. You can do a quick connect, or if you haven't connected with me, in the personalized message area, make your video, put that link in there and say, hi, Alex, I really loved your workshop today. I've created a quick video for you. Would love for feedback. And then create that video and send it to me and see what happens. Please, please, please do. You know, the best thing that you can do is actually go ahead and try. I know it's different. I know it's a little bit odd. I know we all have anxiety when it comes to doing something like a video for the very first time if you're not used to it. I do all the time. But I'm excited to see these videos come through. Now, I do have a question, and one question that I really want to answer. We only have a few more minutes, but somebody popped in and said, you know, is a video too personal? Right? You know, isn't it just so much more professional to write, you know, to whom it may concern, or dear hiring manager, thank you for your consideration? There are companies that might rather that. That's real. That's true. But is it too personal? We are right now sitting in a stage where we're behind computers all the time. We are no longer in person as much as we once were. And so that personalization is drifting. And we need to do everything we can to bring that human level back. And this is the way to do it in a remote world. And so when we talk about being too personal, there's nothing too personal about saying, hi, thank you so much. I'm Alex and I would love to work for you. I wanted to show you who I am instead of having you just read a cover letter that is looking like a big wall of text. It is okay to be honest and to say, hi, I know this is odd to read text in a cover letter, and this is why I'm doing this. It's okay to explain yourself and your personal outreach. People in tech companies, specifically, you know, and other industries as well, but in tech, you're going to be spending 8 to 12 hours a day with the people that you work with or you work for. And so when you're interviewing or you're applying, the hiring managers are not just looking for the right technical fit. Actually, most people and most companies that I've ever worked for and the hundreds of clients that I've had, they always say to me, Alex, we can teach the technical things. We're looking for the right fit, personality, culture fit, somebody who can come in and really vibe with our teams and are really motivated and excited about what we do. If they've got that and they've got a little bit less of the technical experience, that's okay. That's a huge deal, right? And I want everybody here to listen to that. It is so unbelievably important that even if you have less of that technical experience, if you can do 40% of that job description, you apply, right? And if you apply and you put a video to that, you insert that video, it's going to skyrocket your response rate because you've added that personal touch, because you went to them and said, I'm really invested. I'm different because I want you to see me and how important this is. People invest time in those who invest in them. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. We are at time. Please, please, please take me up on my challenge. Those of you who are here and you are ready to rock and you're ready to wrangle what this whole Vidyard situation is and making these videos, make it, send it to me on LinkedIn, and I will happily give you some feedback. And I will be absolutely ecstatic to see that we are making some changes and we are reaching out in a different way. Really quickly, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. Did a quick Q&A already, but I wanted to show you what's next. For more information, please make sure that you check out uvaro.com/course. We've got new events. So Step Into Tech, which is our 2-hour tech sales masterclass. It is every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST. I love Step Into Tech sessions. They are led by industry leaders. They are people who are exceptionally excited and also people who endorse video, prospecting, introductions, reach outs, applications. So please, 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 if you're interested in what it is that we do, learn what you need to know to land a great sales job in the software industry with our Step Into Tech events. My next live tutorial in the career coaching series is going to be Wednesday, February 16th at 12 p.m. I am very, very excited to be able to showcase that to you. Again, if you have any thoughts, if you have any questions, if you have any topics that you really want to listen to or you want me to talk about, please drop it in the comments below and we'll do everything that we can to see if we can set up that topic for you next time. Alrighty, everybody, have a great day.